Here it is, guys. Jackery Explorer 5000 plus. This thing is Jackery's largest power station and the largest power station I've ever reviewed. We got our coffee, so we're about to get to it. This thing has 120 and 240 volt on it, and it's extremely expandable. I actually have an expansion battery right here. I'll demonstrate in a second. I have two 500 watt solar panels. Once the sun comes up, we will demonstrate that. But yeah, it's designed to be the best essential home backup power station you can get. You can see we got two 100 watt USB-Cs, two 18 watt USB-As. You can turn it on there. Got your nice 100% on the screen there. You can see Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, because there's an app. We'll be showing you that in a second. So your input watts, your output watts, and then like your estimate. Over here, you got your 12 volt cigarette plug. And then you got your AC section. Turn that on. This has four 3-prong AC plugs. These are 2400 watts a piece, or you can do 3600 watts per side, because I think they're on the same breaker each side for a total of 7200 watts. Then on this side, this is where the solar is. You can see it's actually got two solar spots. This is the low PV port, which is 11 to 60 volts. And then you got a high PV port, which is 135 to 450 volts. And these are the MC4s, and these are like the 80/20. So this is like your portable solar panels, like I have right here, which I'll be showing you guys in a bit. And this can do 1200 watts full charge in under 6.5 hours. This can do 4000 watts for like your rooftop solar panels and stuff, and that can fully charge in 1.7 hours. You have like your on and off switch, so you want this in off until this is all plugged in, and then you turn it to on, right? So you don't get shocked and stuff like that. And here's your AC wall outlet plug. This can do 1800 watts. It does come with the cord. The cord is right here. Here's the cord. It's kind of a little custom. It's a Jackery style. It's not orange like they used to make it. So you can plug that in here, and you can full charge in 3.5 hours from a wall at 1800 watts, or you can obviously use like a gas generator. You can also charge from solar and from AC at the same time for 4000 watts. Like say you want to use your gas generator and some solar to get it charged up quick. And this is where you can actually add your expansion batteries, which I'll show you in a minute. This can actually add 5 expansion batteries for a total of 30,000 watt hours. I almost forgot to tell you guys, this thing has 5040 watt hours capacity. Has a 7200 watt inverter with 14,400 watts of surge. And when the AC inverter is on, it does display the 120 and 240 volts at 60 hertz. You turn that off, that will disappear. So obviously you can plug your 120 and your 240 volt devices directly into this, but if you would like, which obviously makes everything a lot smoother, if you use this port, the AC expansion port, this connects to their smart transfer switch. When the power goes out, instantly the items that you want to keep running, like say you want your stove and your microwave to continue running, your fridge, maybe some medical devices, certain lights and stuff like that, you can have that set up in the smart transfer switch. And that also allows you to charge this at 4000 watts like the solar, full charge in 1.7 hours. And you can also then connect two Jackery Explorer 5000 pluses. You can double the inverter size to 14,400 watts. And you can also add another 5 expansion batteries for a total of 60,000 watt hours, which I guess can run potentially essential items for up to a month. And then below that, this is where you got your 4-prong 30 amp like twist lock plug. You can get up to 7200 watts through that. You can do 120 or 240, and then this is like a 50 amp plug, but obviously you can only get 7200 watts out of this. I think 50 amp maybe is higher, but it can take that plug. I think a lot of like big RVs and stuff like that use that, maybe even electric vehicles, I'm not sure. And then this is your AC outlet reset. So if like one of these go over, then you can just press that. It does weigh 134 pounds, but that's actually very light for a power station of this size. Normally they're probably about 20 pounds more than this. You can see it has those nice Jackery solid handles to pick it up that way to move it around. And then of course it has some wheels. Got the nice orange grippy wheels on there. And then on the front it has some like caster wheels that have locks so that it doesn't move around. So you can obviously roll it like this, rolls really easy. And then they do have an expansion handle, go like this, rolls around really easy like that also. Obviously this isn't something you go hiking into the woods with, but if you got a camper van, RV, or in your house or whatever, it's very easy to move around. It does have rubber feet on the bottom, so it is designed to be laid down flat, and there's also a handle at the bottom, so let me show you guys that quick. There's me laying it down, it has rubber feet on the bottom. And then you can see there is actually a handle here. Hopefully you guys can see. So if you did want to carry it like this, you could do that. This does come with 62 forms of protection. It has a 5-year warranty, and it also has lithium iron phosphate batteries in it, which is exactly what you want, meaning they're safer and way longer lasting. It's 4,000 cycle uses down to 70% capacity. Look at this setup, guys. So if the 5,040 watt hours that comes with is not enough, you want more runtime, you can get the Battery Pack 5000 plus. So this doubles the capacity. So this is the same 5040 watt hours that is. So now you'd have 10,080 watt hours. Like I said, you could actually add 5 to this per Jackery 5000 plus. So I could, have more stacked on this up to 30,000 watt hours. And here's the cord it comes with. Here's A and B on that side. So this only has A. So all you do is just take this and you plug it in here. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. There, it's plugged in, and then you take the other side that says B. See B right here? I gotta pull this a little bit closer. And plug B in there. And you can see the other one does say A. So if you were to get another expansion battery, you can see it turned on. Then you'd obviously take the cord that comes with that, put A here, and then put it into B on the next one. See we're at 100% there. And you can see it does show there is a battery pack on there now. Now it's time to test out the USB section. We got two 18-watt USB-A's and 200-watt USB-C's. So let's make sure those work. We got a 12-volt cigarette plug here. We're pulling 98 watts now from the 100-watt USB-C, 98 watts. So that definitely works. So let's test the other one. The other one does say 99 watts. You can see it says 19 watts from the 18-watt USB-A. So that definitely works. Let's test the other one. Well, we're getting 19 watts from both USB-A's that are rated at 18 watts, so that's really good. And I did get 100 watts from both USB-C's, so let's test this, make sure this works. So I have the 12-volt cigarette plug on, plugged in right here to my massive light that goes like over 10 feet in the air and lights up the whole woods. So let's turn this on. So we got low, medium, high, ultra high. Now we're pulling 88 watts, so the 12-volt cigarette plug definitely works. It also says 99.8 hours of run time at 88 watts, so basically it'll run this light forever. Now we got my light I take camping with me in my camper van all the time, my fan I take camping, my massive 7,000 lumen flashlight, and then these are my drone batteries, so we're charging all this at once. That weird sound is my flashlight. Don't ask me why it makes that noise, but we are pulling 26 watts. It says 99.8 hours, so that's the max it'll show. So basically, we'll fully charge this and won't even phase that. I don't even know if I'd lose like 1%. So we got our massive light on ultra high mode. Then we have 4 power banks, very powerful power banks, all charging in the plugs. We are pulling 245 watts. It says 39.1 hours. So obviously these are gonna be charged in no time. I think this takes like 45 minutes or something like that. And then obviously you turned off the light. That will probably go all the way up to 99.8. The light's built-in battery is trying to get that thing going, but I'm sure that'll go up to 99.8 hours. So yeah, this can run basically high DC loads like it's nothing. Sunrise break. This is at my Outlook cabin that I rented. If you guys want to see a previous adventure I filmed here, I will link to it. But look at that. Let's go see if there's animals out there. The camper van down there, guys. Look at this. You hear the birds. Got a nice spot to chill. Guys, the fun has started. Now it's time to test out this AC inverter. We're gonna start with something simple. I'm gonna kind of give you the estimates of how long it says it'll run. We're gonna start with something low. We're gonna work our way up to pushing this as much as we can. So let's turn everything on max speed, right? So we got speed, max. Let's see what that pulls. We're at 52 watts, says 99.8 hours. Basically it'll run more than the maxes can show. Now let's turn on a more powerful shot fan on high and see what this can do. High, let's go all the way. So it's pulling 91 watts on high, 94 watts. It says 60 hours of runtime. This thing is extremely powerful. We got my little 200 watt electric heater. That actually puts off some good heat. Pulling 182 watts, says about 36 hours it'll run for. I got my 6,000 BTU portable air conditioner. This makes my room freezing cold. It's pulling about 700 watts almost, says 13.2 hours. Time to try out a new coffee, guys. It's called Pete's Off the Grid. Thought that was pretty fitting, solar generator off the grid. So we're gonna have some coffee, have some toast. Let's see how this thing does. We got it filled up to 4 cups. We are currently at 99%, 100% on the expansion battery, which is actually kind of impressive for what I've been running on it and leaving the inverter on. So we got that. Let's fill up our coffee. Woo! We're gonna be a little strong. I think that should be good for the amount of water I put in there. We are up to 685 watts. Let's make our toast at the same time. We're pulling 1,364 watts. Says 7 hours runtime. Toast has got to be, yep, there's the toast. Toast is done. I see a little smoking. Probably had it turned up a little high. Coffee's getting close to being done. It's still pulling 682 watts. It's crazy, 13.1 hours to run that many watts continuously. That's insane. So this is definitely the biggest setup I've had. Coffee just got done, guys. We got our toast there. We are at 98% and 99%. So it barely even touched it. So I'm very happy with that. I put so much coffee grounds in this little coffee maker that it's taken forever to drip down, but it is still going. And we got our You're My Favorite Everything cup from my girlfriend. Shout out to my girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? So we got toast and we about to try our coffee. It's probably gonna keep dripping because it's a little cheap ghetto coffee maker. But yep, let's pour our coffee. She's gonna be hot, so I gotta let this cool off for a second, guys. We'll put that back quick. While we let my coffee cool off so I can test it out, we got this parabolic heater. It says 900 watts. I think on high pulls like 860 or so. I actually have a camping adventure I'll show you guys here soon. It's gonna be coming out soon. So we got it on high, turn that on. Woo! That heat is insane and it's directional. So yeah, we're pulling 878 watts. Let's see what it says for estimate. Looks like it's settled at 10.6 hours on high, which is insane. That thing puts off a ton of heat. We'll go to low. We'll see what it does now. On low, it's pulling 488 watts and it says 16.6 hours. This is putting off so much heat even on low. So let's turn this thing off. I heard some of you guys say you're still hungry. So we got this Meat Lover's breakfast bowl. I think you got to cook it for about 3 minutes total. We got our 1100 watt microwave. We are at 98% and 99%. So let's see what we're left with after making this. So we're doing a total of 3 minutes on the breakfast bowl, pulling about 1170 watts. It says 7.9 hours. Bam. Let's see if it's nice and warm. Ooh, yeah, she's hot. I don't know if I needed to do that extra 30 seconds because that was way hotter than I was expecting. So we are at 97% and 98%. We got my induction stove going at 375. It's pulling over 1,000 watts. It says it'll run for 9 hours. Obviously, this turns on and off to hold temp, so it's not going to run at full bore for 9 hours straight, but you can definitely run an induction stove for a long time. Breakfast time, guys. You can see she's nice and warm and melty. Woo! Perfect. Now let's try out our Pete's off-grid coffee. A little strong, pretty good. Pretty good. Doesn't have a ton of flavor, but I'd drink it. I'd probably drink it again. We're really starting to push it now, guys. We got an electric kettle. I think that pulls about 1,400 watts, and the Keurig pulls about 1,400 watts. Caramel vanilla cream, so we'll put that in there. Let's get this going. That will take a second to really kick in. It's got to like suck the water up, so it probably won't even show any watts, but let's turn this on. We're pulling 2,800 watts, says 3.3 hours at 96%. Obviously, this will be boiled very soon, and that will be making coffee up already. So that's power's gonna drop there. The estimate time's gonna skyrocket. Water is boiling. We got our coffee. We are down to 95%. So I'm very impressed with that. So that's a lot of water too. I think that's like a liter of water. Bye-bye, warm water. All right, guys, it's time to give it everything I got. I'm gonna turn all these devices on at once. These are the most powerful devices I have. 1,500 watt toaster oven, 1,500 watt electric heater. That's a 1,500 watt electric heater, meaning these put off a ton of heat. I think that's about the max you can do. Usually they're a little bit smaller than that. And then my electric kettle, which pulls like 1,450. So we should be getting close to 6,000 watts, potentially a higher surge if I turn them on all at once. The 240 volt, I cannot test out because I live in an apartment and there's nothing I can plug into it, or do I have any devices for that? And I'm not about to pull out somebody's oven and stuff at the cabin and, washers and dryers and stuff like that. But there's tons of videos where people, plug stuff into the 240 volts. So let's turn this on here. Turn bake, preheating. It's pulling almost 1,500 watts at 6.3 hours. Obviously these turn on and off once it reaches temp. This one surges a lot, I know that. So we're gonna turn this on. We're gonna turn this. This one takes a second and we're gonna turn that one on last here. We're almost 3,000, almost 4,000 watts, guys. You ready for, 4,400, you guys ready? Bam. over 6,000 watts. 6,200 watts, guys. It says 1.5 hours. Obviously, none of this is going to be done in no time. This is going to turn on and off. You're not going to take that long to cook your food. Now, these, obviously, it's not ideal for running electric heaters long periods of time, and these are really powerful. But yeah, easily handle 6,200 watts. Obviously, this has a 7,200 watt inverter with a 14,400 watt surge. Obviously, if you get the other one in their home power panel, then you can get 14,400 watts of continuous power. So yeah, easily run your ovens and washers and dryers and welders or whatever you need to run. I'm gonna let this run for now until that water boils. We are at 94%. Look how much power we're still pulling. Almost 5,800 watts. So we'll see what we're down to here once this is done boiling. It's crazy to be pulling over 5,700 watts continuous for me because I've never had a power station even close to that powerful. Well, water is boiled. I think that is done preheating because that dropped too. So now we're down to about 2,900 watts. Both of these, we definitely wouldn't need both running because that's way too much heat. So now we're at 1,490 watts with one. Here's Jackery's app. You can click on the Explorer 5000 Plus. It will update and show that it's at 91% like it does on the screen. Here's internal battery temperature. Shows your input watts, the estimate time, the output watts, estimate time remaining. You can turn on your USB, your AC, DC, turn it all on and off right here. You got your screen, 2 hours is the longest. You got 2 minutes or off. And then here's your battery pack. It shows you're at 93%. Like it does on the screen there, and it shows your input watts and output watts if you're charging it or discharging it. Here's your solar. It will tell you how many watts today, this week, this month. So that's cool that it keeps track of that. Carbon reduction, it shows you all that. Up here in settings, you can edit the device name. Charging settings, you can do fast charging to charge at 1,800 watts, full charge in 3.5 hours, or quiet charging. It does seem to charge still really fast as long as it's not too hot, but it does quiet down the fans to 30 decibels or less. I did test that out. If it starts to get a little warm, it probably does lower the charge speed, but you can change that there. It's already super quiet on fast charge. I think it was like 35 decibels I was reading. Then battery settings, you can have it fully charged and fully discharged, which is what I keep it at. But if you really want to preserve the power, extends battery life 30%, you can do that, and then it won't battery pack connected, connect only full use mode. Oh, I guess when your battery pack's connected, you can't do that. But if you just have this by itself, you can make that so it doesn't fully discharge and fully charge. Backup UPS mode. So this is 20 millisecond UPS mode. So if you have devices that like medical devices or fridges or computers and stuff like that, you don't want to turn it off in a power outage. You can have this plugged into your wall so it passes through charging to your devices. And if the power goes out, it will instantly transfer from your grid power to the battery power and keep your devices running. That you're very important. But they also have this online UPS mode, which is 0 milliseconds. I've never seen that before. That's basically no stopping of power through it. So you know your devices for sure won't turn off. And then you got energy saving mode. So if you have devices that will be done charging after a certain amount of time and you're not going to be around to turn it off, you know that, hey, after 2 hours, it's going to shut off anyways. So you don't continue to run the inverter and drain the power station, or you could have it just never turn off. Then it has this charging plan. So you can really set this up so that your power station at certain times when the power is cheaper, it will fully charge. And then when it's more expensive, it will actually take the power from your power station. So that way you kind of like start saving money and repaying back, you know, the money you spent on investing into the power station. And then you got auto time off. So you can have it just turn off automatically after a certain amount of time. And then you got your serial number. Firmware upgrade, mine is upgraded. You got device specifications, then user manual. Time to test out the UPS modes. This is a 20 millisecond UPS mode. So you can see we are plugged into the grid. So the power is going through it right now and running this toaster. So you can see we got our input watt, 680 output, 812. So I'm gonna pull this out and make sure that the toaster keeps going. It's like as if the power went out. So the power just went out. Our toaster is still going. Now it's just output watts, so it instantly transferred to battery power, so the 20 millisecond mode does work. So we're still plugged into the grid. You can see that little 0 millisecond UPS mode right there. So this is obviously gonna work, so we're gonna unplug this and make sure the toaster keeps going. Yep, still goes. Now it's just output watts, so it definitely works. So we're currently charging at 1,749 watts, says 0.4 hours, so it's fully charged. So let's do a decibel reading. It is in fast mode right now. Looks like about 36 decibels. Now let's turn it in quiet charging mode. I did hear the fans get a little quieter. You can see it's in quiet mode here, and it is still pulling 1,750 watts. So, but I did hear the fans get a little quieter. So let's see the decibel reading now. The decibel reading does seem to have went down a little bit. It's closer to about 30 decibels. I did see it getting out on like 29. So here it is, guys. Jackery's largest solar panel. This is the 500X, 500 watt solar panel. It's actually a combination of 6 bifacial panels, all 85 watts connected together. Got a nice case for it. This only weighs 22 pounds, which is by far the lightest 500 watt solar panel I've ever seen. I mean, that's lighter than most 300 watt solar panels. So I do like how light it is. There it is all set up. I think it's about 8 feet long when it's spread out like this. So this is what the panels come with. You get a bunch of ground stakes, which I'll show you where that goes here in a second. You got an extension cord. Then you got the little screwdriver to add the brackets, and it comes with that little compass thing. And then you got the manual. And there is a side pouch right here where you can put all this stuff in when you got your panel in there. So here it is with the brackets on it. Like I said, I installed these. I use that little screwdriver. It doesn't take too long. And it's all connected by these Anderson plugs. And you can see they are sealed so water won't get in there. And if you wanted to use the stakes, you could stick the stakes through these holes that are in it so that it stays in the ground, you know, if you got it in like a field or something, so it doesn't blow away in the wind. Now all you do is take the Anderson plug that's on the end of the solar panel and plug it into the extension cord that comes with it. Very simple. Make sure it's pushed all the way in there. So we got it connected with the extension cord that comes with it. Now all we do is just plug it into the 80/20 plug on the low PV port. Let's see if we start to get some solar. That'd be crazy because it is definitely not that sunny. Yep, we're starting to get solar. 89 watts, 90 watts. As you can see, it's extremely cloudy and I don't really have it angled. I should probably have it angled sideways, but I don't want to get it all muddy. So let's plug the other one in. The sun is basically behind the clouds, but we're getting a little bit of sun through. So I got both 500Xs plugged in. They got a lot of extension that come with it. I do like that. We're in the 80/20 ports, which is a low PV for your portable panels. And like I said, this is high PV stuff. So that's like your rooftop solar panels with the MC4. We are currently getting 227 watts, full charge in 2 hours. So not bad for it being winter and the clouds are basically out. So I'm very impressed. Lightweight, IP68 waterproof rating, comes with the things to, you know, stake it down. You also can obviously hang them up on balconies, put them on your roof. So yeah, I definitely recommend them. These also come with a 5-year warranty. So if any issues, at least you got everything covered for 5 years. These are super easy to put away. I really like these and how lightweight they are. 500 watts, that's what's up. Bam. Well, guys, that was my review of the Jackery Explorer 5000 Plus with the expansion battery and the 500 watt solar panels. So if you guys want to check any of this stuff out, I'll put a link in the description. If there's any sales or discount codes, I'll obviously add that. Also, guys, if you want to check out my adventure video where I stayed here and had some fun during a thunderstorm and stuff, I'll put a link below to that video too. But I'm going to get out of here, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.